can't kill it, you know.
Why not?
Because the Raven is you.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another Game of Thrones theory video. It's been brought up in several live streams, so today I had a little addendum video concerning my theory of how and where Game of Thrones ends. And I may have found a little bit more evidence in the books. Will Bran end up at the Isle of Faces? So before we get started, please subscribe if you haven't already, and if you dig what I do here, please give these videos a like and a share. And also for the full Game of Thrones endgame theory, where I talk about how and where this thing's going to end in specifics with book evidence, check out my endgame theory. The link will be in the description below. So I was thinking after last night's live stream about today's question of the day video, then I thought I should look for more evidence to support or dispute the God's Eye theory. And then I remembered the stories Meera tells Bran on the way north to the Wall, specifically about the turning of Harrenhal. Now I believe the turning of Harrenhal is not only about Rhaegar and Lyanna meeting, but also the Night of the Laughing Tree story is told here as well. And although this mainly shows how much of a badass Lyanna was with that wolf blood, it also ties into Howland Reed and, more importantly, where he had come from prior to the tourney. So let's take a look at another quick book passage that may be evidence on the importance of this location. This is from Bran 2 in A Storm of Swords, and to give us some context, this is when Meera is telling Bran stories about the turning of Harrenhal and the Night of the Laughing Tree. And this passage reads, Bran shook his head. The day was growing old by then, and long shadows were creeping down the mountainsides to send black fingers through the pines. If the little cranning man could visit the Isle of Faces, maybe I could too. All the tales agree that the Greene men had strange magic powers. Maybe they could help him walk again, even turn him into a knight. They turned the little Cranningman into a knight, even if it was only for a day, he thought. A day would be enough. So first, to reference the first part of that little paragraph, you have the long shadows and black fingers, and those seem to be direct references to the White Walkers. The White Walkers, or the others, are commonly referred to as shadows in the book, sometimes white shadows, and of course Cold Hands or Benjen in the show are described as having black fingers from all the blood coagulation, just like the hand that Ghost found. But more importantly here, we see Bran thinking that he could actually visit the Isle of Faces. He then says that all the tales agreed they had strange magic powers, and we know now, of course, that he would come to have those magic powers that we call Greenseer abilities, as far as warging, skin changing, and of course green sight, because of course he did find Bloodraven and learn the ways of the Jedi, the ways of the Greenseers. So this one paragraph could almost be a microcosm for an entire story in regards to Bran's role. So if you look at what has happened so far from that passage, Bran already has and is still learning quote-unquote magic powers in a sense, so you could assume that the rest of this passage could become fact as well, and he will go to the Isle of Faces to become a knight, just not the type of knight he thought. He may in fact become a knight to stop the night, and to do what has to be done to stop the long shadows with black fingers that are creeping down into Westeros. Anyway, I'll pass it off to you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Will Bran end up at the Isle of Faces, and what will he have to do with the help of Jon to destroy the Night King? And as I mentioned before, please check out the entire video that's linked in the description below about how I think this is going to end at the Isle of Faces, because I do essentially think that the Isle of Faces is the source of magic in Westeros, and since that magic helped create the Night King, that magic has to be destroyed in a bittersweet ending, so I think the Isle of Faces will burn. So again, check out that link in the description below. And as usual, thank you for all the support, especially you guys on Patreon, and a huge shout out to my executive Patreon SmokeScreen producers, Lala Gig, Marylin Bentley, Doc Holliday, Goska, HoonJive, Lo Horton, Erin Habig, John Carey, Anastasia, Jason Landers, DTizSmith, MJW, Carole Brown, D Brown, Mike Colton, Lisa Phillips, Alfred Borstmayer, Greene, and Ricky Corotte. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate the support. And thanks to everyone out there on YouTube as well. And as usual, be sure to subscribe to get everything, and be sure to click that notification bell so you're notified when I drop a new video. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.